Hi everybody. We're still at it. Sixth chakra, right to true seeing, your vision, illumination. And the shadow is illusion. And so we're doing some education, and so here I am, Natalie, coming at you. It's late in the afternoon here, and I can see the trees just like moving with the beautiful wind, but it's a warm day, and I'm looking forward to getting outside in the ground in a little while. And I feel really fortunate to be able to be here. And in sixth chakra, Ajna, I wanted to just share this little leaf. I said leaf. I think I'm getting a little tired. It's the feather. And so I've taken some amazing classes. And so an angel school, our beautiful teacher, Helea Tom, said, whenever you find a feather, just know that's the angels. Send you a little message. And so here we go. We're a little angel sending us a little feather. Look around, watch for your feathers. As I saw a bird just fly, looking at intuition. And I thought, oh, soft. And I pulled a card earlier. I love my little angel cards, and so I don't know if you can see it, but it says compassion. It's two people hugging. So with our sixth chakra, Ajna, I'm going to ask you to take your hands out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Rub, rub, rub. Are you coming with me? Wiggle, wiggle, rub, rub. We're activating. Even try the breath. Stretch out. Really pull out. Pull. Bend over and lower. And then I'm like really arching, and I'm pushing the back body out like this, collapsing in. And then as we come back, ready? Pull what you want for your sixth chakra. Pull it right into your heart. And then switch. You with me? And then come across. And give yourself a hug. Come on. I'm training. Really give yourself a hug. Compassion. Self-compassion and care. Thank you, angels. Thank you, all my beautiful teachers. Thank you, Natalie. And let's switch. I like to make it even, right? We're talking about balancing, homeostasis. All right, that felt good. That felt nice. So, coming right back to Ajna, sixth chakra. And we're looking at indigo. I'm going to take a sip of water. Cheers to you. And looking at resources. Okay, well, water is a resource. The ways in which we replenish ourselves, we take care of ourselves, and what helps us. And so here, neuroception, tracking. So we're talking about perception, we perceive something, but neuroception, thinking about the nervous system, is already predicting. It's predicting, and then it starts making patterns, like predictions. It gets a sense. Kind of like when we think about like Amazon tracking our phone, even though I love Amazon, right? And we're like, hey, are they listening to me? How do they know that I was looking for these very slippers? Just saying, it happens. So prediction. Well, think about our nervous system, right? It's we're neurologically, biologically hardwired. Breathing, and then sensing. So if we're thinking about this in regards to trauma, and we're looking at neuroception, tracking, well, co-regulation. So here we're in co-regulation. Biological imperative. Survival's essential. I had said this way back when, in I think in the heart chakra, no, second chakra. The number one human need is to belong. And so that's actually a survival, like we're embedded that way. And so if you're feeling unsafe, you cannot feel safe enough to allow yourself to attempt to belong. But loneliness is a true condition, because if you've given up and you can't make it happen. You don't feel like you can belong. It doesn't change still the desire and the need, because we are surviving, we are neurologically hardwired. So the struggle and the pain, the enduring pain. So we're coming in, we're repatterning, we're watching different ways in which we show up. And so here, reciprocity. So the exchange of one another. I was saying earlier in my last bit, sometimes now I'm like, honey, will you rub my shoulder? We do this, where before I was always like the one wanting to massage. Interestingly, my husband would probably say, I've always wanted to massage you. You were just like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. They used to call me the ice queen. And now you get to know me, and I'm a wonderful, loving human being. So for my closest people to call me the ice queen, be like, what? Makes sense now though, right? I was, I'm good. I'll take care of you guys. Because here, rigid. It just hurt. I had friends know I was struggling one day, and they tackled me and laid down on top of me. If you're watching this, you know who you are. And after I felt the stabbing go away, I started to cry, and it felt good. I was going to say it felt like ice picks, and unfortunately and sadly, my father was murdered by an ice pick. So isn't it so interesting? See, now that's a somatic self starting to show up. These bits never had a chance. There were all these locks, so it couldn't come up. And now that I've been able to move through so much, I'm learning so much more about myself. I'm like, wow, I'm always talking about stabbing. I'm afraid of knives. Okay, see, all the stories. So I'm asking you to come in, journal. I know I've asked you this, really consider. Each time you just do a little bit, you remove a block, and then information comes up. Information that had to get pushed down. So now when we look at reciprocity, knowing that there's other people out here doing this work, there's ways in which you can find solutions, now exchanging with one another on a different level. Well, now you know, okay, well, I can do a chakra scan and I can kind of understand it, and then I could teach one of my best friends, my partners, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, and then we can kind of do it together just for fun. Maybe we look at our dreams, maybe we look at journaling, and we start discovering, considering, unveiling. Why not? Why not? I mean, you'd be hanging out looking at your phone anyway, which is cool too. No judgment. I'm just saying, give it a try. So now, biological rudeness. So when we look at this, it's a trauma response, and it's shifting perception. So let's say this. Let's say I'm teaching you, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, hold on. And I was checking my phone. I don't have my phone in my hands, but well, we've really come into a place where we have so much pulse here that, well, someone just texts me, I have to text back, but yet, wait, I'm in the middle of talking to you. There's confusion. And I'm not saying that there is a right and a wrong here. I'm not saying that. I don't have that information. I just know what's right for me and what feels wrong for me. And I'm asking you to develop that in whichever way. And often, what might bother me has to do with a me thing, not a you thing. So we're on a self-explored journey. That's it. Just check it out. But some people that have had certain significant trauma, they might be really affected by something that you would have no idea. And if someone would have said, hey, when you do this, it really makes me feel da-da-da. Could you not do that? Well, of course, thank you so much for telling me. Often people with locked trauma cannot say those things, do not know those things. So instead, the story that they tell themselves, because their nervous system has just pushed them into this dysregulation, is a story of, you're not safe, you have to be protected, I'm taking you out, I'm putting you down, you have to run away. So I'm asking you, let's slow it down. Let's go slow our roll. Let's consider going gentle, and let's just think, what's going on here? So when we look at the violating neural expectation, that's the autonomic nervous system disruption, and I wrote DYS, ruption, and dysregulation. What's happening is this. Let's just say I'm talking with you and my phone dings. Okay, so I go down and I start texting. And then I look up at you, and you are looking like not so happy. I could be like, no, I'm totally listening to you. I just had to do this. Somebody was blah, 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 blah. Well, now it's all about me and all about whatever. And this is, or, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can see that you look like you might be upset. Are you upset? What's going on? I had this fear that I missed an appointment, and I just saw that I did. So I was all caught up in how bad I felt about not following through and taking care of myself and my stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put my phone away. Are you okay? Did that make you feel bad? Are you all right? I didn't mean to be so self-filled right now. Different. It's different. I mean, that was my quick little, I just pulled that one out. I have a million of them. That's the one that came up. Because violating neural expectations. Because what could have happened is that first part where I'm like, oh, lighten up. I'm just texting. Relax. You do it all the time. Blah, blah, blah. Well, that goes right back to neuroception tracking. And that goes to the patterns. Yeah, okay, so that's regular. That's expected. Well, with doing all this work, now there's these new patterns. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Apologize. Own it. Somebody else looks like they have a different experience than one you wanted for them. You can only be here and be in the moment instead of in defense or I don't even want to hang out with them. They're so sensitive, whatever, with the texting. It's all these different bits because we get hijacked. Cortisol comes in, our frontal lobe gets hijacked, we get taken over, and we're done. Sympathetic, dorsal. So in vagus, because it's the newest part, 200 million years, but still newest, I can actually slow this down and say, I didn't mean to just be rude. Was that rude? Because this happened, and then this happened, and this is why, and I am sorry, and how do you feel about it? Or I have to look at my phone because I missed something. Can I have a minute? It's about claiming. And so I made this all about the phone. It can be a million things. So just consider that, okay? Just consider even maybe my doing something by writing it down, and maybe you can't see that as much, and maybe that's bothering you, maybe you're angry, maybe you're whatever with Natalie. Okay, and I'm doing the best I can, and I will keep trying. But also, if certain things bother you, just stop watching. You get to choose that. And then text me, and we can talk about a different plan. Or I can say, well, this is what I offer, and I'll try to find someone else for you. I want it to work. The work is for you. See? It doesn't have to be about well, this is what I do, and it doesn't have to be about me. But for so long, it was never about me. So I think there were times where I would get a little fired up, and it was not in relation to the co-regulating with the individual. I was out there in the past story. So, are you catching on? It's a lot. I'm really I'm bringing it all home. So when we come here with the dysregulation, I often say push past slightly the vagal brake. So now that's just, I'm going to show you that, but that's just the way that I say we kind of stretch our discomfort a little bit. I'm asking you to do yoga, I'm asking you to tell yourself you love you, do the VOO, stretch, work out, listen to these messages, try different tapping techniques. Okay, that might be stretching you. You might be I don't roll like this, but I've asked you to, you've done it, and now my beautiful client said to me, yeah, at first the breathing was really, seemed hard, seemed not for me, and then it got really easy. Then I decided I'm going to make it work what feels really nice for me. So see, that went from tension, from a stimulus creating tension, to then stretching, and now there's so much more comfort zone in something that at once was not comfortable. And that's just your breath. When we don't breathe, we die. We need to breathe. So this is more space for breath. Awesome. Which then your skin really gets healed, deep exchange of oxygen through the breath. So it's awesome. It's great things. So now we're going to move into the trust and the safety. And so when we look at the facial truth, so this could be kind of oh, I'm so happy to see you. It's really great. I can't wait. Let's talk again soon. Now, are you believing me? Am I really saying that? Well, what about if I said it like this? Oh yeah, this is really great. I've loved seeing you. I cannot wait for us to talk again. See the difference? So often when we have certain traumas and the tracking, we pick up on things, certain cues, and we misread things. And then that loop comes, an enduring loop of misinterpreting, misinformation, and then the cycle. And it really affects relationships. And we need to be in relationship with others for co-regulation, for survival, for well-being, and then for being able to come into our whole energy body. Making sense? And so, 10th cranial nerve, this is the vagus nerve. So here, this is one of the most important, and I love it, and I get all excited, and the reason why all of this just like was the cherry on top was because I work in the nervous system, working in the skin, moving the body, thinking about trauma, working as a social worker and a skin therapist, and then when the chakras really spoke to me, and I was like, God, it just makes sense, God, it just makes sense, then off the nerve ganglia, and then looking at the ways in which people hold trauma, and then looking from this process of the psychological development, we have all these different theories from our scientists back in the day, and now being able to take the scientific processes of the physiological, the physical, and then combining science and emotional being, homeostasis, we got the whole package. Makes me so excited. But the vagus nerve is in the face, and so as a skin therapist, I touch skin and I massage through in the face and the back of the head and the whole body. But to really start understanding and looking at the ways in which the nerves work, well, the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve, the longest and most complex of the cranial nerves. It runs from the brain through the face to the thorax to the abdomen, and is a mixed nerve that contains the parasympathetic fibers. And so if we're looking at the polyvagal theory, we come into this world looking at our mother's face, and then we are trying to regulate until the end of our life. And so the enduring need to be in and to be attuned in relationship, it's with us the whole time, just like our skin, just like our breath. And so to just take a moment and to really connect in with that. And I often go right to my daughter who had a C-section, and the first time I saw her was through a glass window, and I know I've shared it with you. And my mother was unconscious when she had me. And, you know, in thinking about all of this, and in thinking about all of us who might not have moms or have never known our mothers or our parents, or however our relationship is with whomever is our caregiver, their survival, the awareness, the perception, the co-regulation, connecting. Just take a minute, breathe some of this down. We're just going to take a break. We'll be back in a little while. I want you to just start thinking about the ways in which the nervous system work. So we have to the heart, to the face, to the abdomen, sympathetics behind our back, and then in the ways that we have the dorsal. Start drawing or understanding your nervous system. I'm going to take a little break. I'd like to make this 20 minutes. Do a little chakra scan. Just keep connecting in. Neuroception, tracking, reciprocity, exchange with another. Understanding is the territory of the brain, not the nervous system. My husband's home. I'll be back. Namaste.